Morning, Year Sevens. Today we're going to have a look at something called the Distributive Law. So this follows on really nicely from the Associative Law because it combines a little bit of addition and a little bit of multiplication. We're going to start by having a look at how, investigating some patterns and see if we can figure out the law ourselves. So we're going to start here. Over here is a square. And this square, it tells me, has a side length of a plus 2. Now that's a bit strange. Usually we get side lengths that say 5 centimetres. This one has a letter in it. So that letter represents some unknown length. That length might change depending how big my square is. In fact, it affects how big my square is. Because it's a square, every side is a plus 2. So I could write this here, a plus 2, a plus 2, a plus 2. Now, imagine I ask you to find the perimeter of this square. First of all, we have to think back and remember what perimeter means. Perimeter just means the distance around the whole of the shape, the length of all sides combined. I want you to take a second and write down an expression that tells me the perimeter of that square. Well, when some people are asked this question, they do it like this. They think, well, it's a square and I have one side that's a plus 2 in length, and I know there's 4 sides, so I'm going to just multiply my a plus 2 by 4. So you might say 4 times a plus 2. And then because we're working on algebra, you know you've got to leave the multiply sign out. So you just write 4 bracket a plus 2. So that's what some of you might have done. Some people might have thought of it a different way. They might have started in one corner of the square and travelled around, gathering up the sides as they went. So they thought of a plus 2 plus a plus 2 plus a plus 2 plus a plus 2. And then when they used collecting like terms, they said, well, I've got an A, an A, an A, an A. Apologies, I didn't circle the addition there. I've got a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2. And they put them together. They said A plus A plus A plus A is 4A. And 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8. So some of you might have thought about it this way, and some of you might have thought about it this way, or this way. And they're all right. They're different ways of writing the same thing. So we could say that this 4a plus 2 is the same as this 4a plus 8. Here is a regular hexagon. Now, because it's a regular hexagon, we know that all the sides are the same length. And we've been told that the length of this top side is d plus 5. I want you to have a think and write down something for yourself about what is the perimeter of this hexagon. Pause the video if you need to give yourself enough time. Again, different people will have thought of this differently. Some people will have said, well, here's one side that's d plus 5 and I've got 6 sides. So they've said, well, I've got 6 lots of d plus 5. There's another group of people in the room who will have just added it up. They will have said, I've got d plus 5, 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 and I've got 6 lots, and I'm going to add all those things together. Add. Some people might have stopped there. Some people might have gone a bit further. They might have said, oh, Mrs. Farr's been talking about like terms. So I'm going to simplify this by adding all my like terms. So I've got 6Ds and I've got 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. I've got 30. Well, guess what? You're both right. You're all right. They're both ways of writing the same thing. So we're going to use this idea of having different ways to write the same thing, and we're going to discover how we go from one to the other really smoothly. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to stop the video now, and I'm going to make a second video, so you'll need to go on to number 2.